In the year 2000, the people of Bethesda United Church, Donminster United Church, and Victoria Village United Church decided to follow God's call and embark on a daring mission, coming together to create vital ministry, not only in our little corner of North York, but beyond. The desire was to create a place of prayer, activity, learning, and engagement, engaging in relationships with God and the wider community. Jubilee United Church is an expression of that love, daring, and ministry. In 2017, Jubilee United Church was enriched as St. John's United Church chose to amalgamate and join in the ministry and deepen the community. Today, a number of folk have joined us from across the Greater Toronto Area in person and far beyond that virtually. Our reach is always a little bit beyond our grasp, but surely that's what being a faith community is all about. So here are some of us talking about Jubilee and who we are today. Who we are tomorrow, well, that may be up to you.
I would say we're like a family.
I think the most obvious thing about Jubilee is its all-inclusiveness. And by that, we mean every aspect of life: age, sexual orientation, education. No matter what you are or who you are, you're welcome at Jubilee. And you're never talked down to.
I mean, there's so many things. Like, I don't know how you sum it all up in one thing, but what I wrote down is that you are welcome.
We're a very open, accepting congregation that accepts you exactly who you are and doesn't try to change you.
Yeah, I think for me, one of the most important things is that we are willing and ready to try anything. That nothing is a bad idea until we try it and it doesn't work. But we're always there to support each other and to help when if this didn't work but almost worked, how we can work together to make it work completely. We're just the support is really, really felt.
I also like the connection to the community. That people we never see in church feel that they're somehow part of Jubilee and feel connected to it. I think that that's really special. I've had people say, there's really nice things going on there, and it's almost a hub of the community. And I think that's just wonderful.
I often feel that Jubilee for me is a path of connection with some of the issues that we're facing in our community. And these can be social issues, justice issues, racial issues, all of the major topics that we hear in the headlines every day and we hear people talking about, and we just hear so many stories about it all. And I often read all that or listen to all of that, and I think to myself, okay, well, how am I connected to that? What am I doing about that? And in most of my life, I really don't have any connections to it. But I find that through Jubilee, that when I come there or when I listen to things coming from, things that are sent out, there's always somebody in Jubilee that is connected to one of those issues, is working on one of those issues, participating, maybe even leading in some of those issues. And it tends to draw me closer to them. And I often feel that, even if I don't join that small team, or even if I don't join that individual in what they're doing, if I'm there working and supporting Jubilee as a collection of people, I am in some small way supporting that person or supporting that small team of people. And so it just, as I say, it gives me that feeling of connection over time. And I hope it's not just a justification on my part, but I think it's a genuine feeling that I'm making a little bit of a difference in a small way.
What attracted me to Jubilee was the idea actually of a buffet, if I may use the food analogy, because I think there is so much available for people to choose from in terms of how much they would like to participate in different opportunities that are available here at Jubilee.
Moving to a new community is always challenging. And moving to a new community and then 6 weeks later being plunged into the depths of a world pandemic is adding layer upon layer of complexity. What the difference that Jubilee has made in my life is that it has allowed some of that complexity to have a spiritual context and allowed me to feel like I have a spiritual home in a place where I was trying to find my footing.
I think people should know, first and foremost, that they're going to be loved and accepted into the Jubilee community. This is a community that has a lot of compassion for others. It's a community that has a lot of compassion for itself. And I think that the people who come are free to be authentic. And that's not easy to achieve, that sense of community where you don't feel that you have to put on your church face. You don't have to put on a kind of a fake or a false personality. Once you enter those doors, or even virtually, if you're on a Zoom chat after Sunday, or you're doing a picnic after the church, that there always is this respect and love for individual authenticity. And I think that this is such a great thing, and it's fostered by everybody who comes, you know, from people who just come every so often, to rank and file members who have been attending, to new people.
Jubilee is like an extension of Father, our Godfather. And he's welcoming, Jubilee is welcoming, he's open and loving. There's no judgment. Yeah, it's always open.
So Jubilee to me has been a place to question, to wonder. I'd have to say I'm a small C Christian, and that's okay. I don't have to have all the same beliefs, and it's okay to speak my mind about not having the same beliefs. And I find that it's very, very welcoming, and I feel really open to participate in anything and say anything, and I'll be heard or ignored as, you know, as the group dictates. But it's a great place to be able to be yourself, explore your own faith journey.
Experienced a lot of kindness in my interactions with Jubilee. So that's a lovely thing to know, that if I approach Jubilee, I'm going to be like, it's a safe place to go. Mm-hmm. But I also find that Sunday service, you know, when we spend all that time saying who's welcome, who's included, it reminds me of who I want to be every Sunday. And that's a really good thing, because then I take it away for the week and try to live up to it a little bit.
So I think for me, one of the most important things about Jubilee when I first came was that the transition period between being a stranger and a newcomer to being a friend and part of the community was almost instantaneous. I walked in the door the first day and I sat in the back and kind of watched and listened, and then I've never left the front since then. And everyone is so welcoming, and if you don't know somebody's name, they'll recognize your face and make sure that you know that you're part of their community. And it doesn't matter who you are, like so many have said already, who you are, where you come from, what your experience is. But to me, that is one of the most important things, is there's never something that I feel like I could do that would make me not feel welcome anymore.
I guess I'd have to say the first thing that attracted me to Jubilee was the music. The music is amazing. So if music is part of your faith journey, then Jubilee is probably the place to be. I would classify the music there as BB and beyond. No, not Bed Bath and Beyond, but Bach, Beethoven, and beyond. Perhaps the beyond might be, wonderful rendering by the choir of the words of Chief Seattle, or maybe it's the beautiful tones of Brienne, or it might even be those boys, those howling heretics. Whatever is part of the spiritual journey for you in terms of music, you'll find that at Jubilee.
I love that you can say, why don't we do this? And then you got to watch what you say, because then you're doing it. But it's a great way to bring the community together, to feel involved.
But there's never a reason not to try it, because there's always other people who are like-minded and are ready to jump in and do it with you.
Well, there's so much to do at Jubilee, yeah. So that's what's nice about it. So much you can do, so much to get involved in.
The virtual services have been a godsend. I don't think anybody can say anything more than that, because it's really helped us through this pandemic. But on the other hand, when you walk into Jubilee, there's an atmosphere of welcome and warmth that you just don't get across your computer screen.
I've spent my over 90 years as part of a church, from teaching Sunday school to singing in a choir to being a board member to chairman of the board. I attended 6 different churches, and really church has been a big part of my life. I'm ending my days at Jubilee, some distance from my retirement residence, but my daughter is active here, and we have a weekly visit. And each week since COVID, we watch the recorded service together at my place. And it's then that I realize how much I have missed my weekly visits. Together we watch them from beginning to end, and I feel enriched with memories of life, how the world looks now, hearing of the continued involvement of people at Jubilee, helping each other.